Hey plant pals, I'm Mike the Kitty Gardener, and today's video is an update. It's March 28th, so it's been 8 days since I last did my last update on the 20th. It's the 28th, and I took all the peppers off that plant and showed that there were little flowers, and we've already got peppers growing. So we got pepper there, a pepper started back, a couple peppers started back there, a couple peppers started back in here. So yeah, that's really cool. I'm excited about that because I really enjoyed them. So I'm going to keep this plant going as long as it wants to give me peppers. I'll be back. I'm just going to keep everything kind of moving fast this time. Just a quick update on everything. This is the Zimhu unit where I'm growing the radishes. And you can see 8 days later how much progress we have. We've got the French breakfast radish, the watermelon radish, the purple plum radish, and the purple beauty radishes. And that one appears like it wants to bulb up already. Radishes are very fast growing. And this thing will be filled to the brim. Now I'll probably have to cut off some leaves to make room for them because they grow that fast. And in about 20 days, I'll be able to harvest and taste all these radishes and see which variety I like the best. Be right back. I'm going to kind of go around a different way to make it a little bit more interesting instead of following the same path I usually follow. So I'm going to start with my experimental shelf. Got my cool light up wooden sculptures here. And here is I'm going to start, because this is the most exciting for me. So I started this on 2/6. So it's been 2 months. And this is my orange hat growing in the AeroGarden sprout. And you can see all of the tomatoes. It's just going and going. So I'm very excited about that. Below that, I have the two. This is the super old dead system. You can see it's crowding out the thyme, the basil. So I'm going to move the basil out. I've got 2 types of basil. I've got Genovese basil in the front here and Thai basil in the back. And then back here, I've got mint. It's still just being a tiny little mint. And I believe that's, I keep forgetting. 1 second. Over here. Oh, it's lemon balm. Okay, that's funny. That's the one that I've tried the experiment using the cocoa core, and nothing was happening, and it's finally really doing its thing. So that's really cool. Put that back. Put that back in its little spot here. Yeah, that's cool. Yes, this is getting wobbly and tall. Move that out. This is the thinnings of the Mighty Mini cherry tomato that I put in my secondary dead system. That is, I'm just using this as a cracky tub. Well, actually, it's a small DWC tub because it's got an air stone in it. Both of these do. This one, the original one, does not. I made this one years ago. It's a probably 4-year-old thing when I was looking online, looking up cracky, and I just built this thing out of basically trash, and now it's treasured. It's my tomato plants. If you go back on the 20th video, you can see how much these have grown. And then here's the one that I stuck, an extra pod that I just stuck in the vitamin bottle, and you can see that it's got little babies. And again, as I said before, I can take the extra seedlings out of here, like I did with this, and I can grow extra plants, which I will do. And there's the thyme. I'll put that in this protein bottle as an experiment, and it's growing great. And then there's a cutting. This is a cutting here. Let me see if I can move these out of the way. I hope they're not knocking anything over. Let's see if I got any roots yet. This is a cutting out because I got new growth. That's new growth. This is lemon balm I took a cutting from. And it's not really showing. Hold on. Turn this around. It's not. Well, there's okay. There's roots. It's right there at the top, touching the thing. So we got roots. Awesome. Yeah, those are roots. That's really cool. I'm excited about that. So I really like this. I really like that plant. So that shows you how easy it is. I did a video on that. I'm not sure that video's out yet or it's coming out, but you'll see it. All right. Be right back. Here's the plant that it came from. And I can, as you can see, it just grows and grows and grows, and I can take more of these. I can cut down to here, pull these bottom leaves off, stick that in water, and it'll grow a whole new plant, which is what I've been doing, which is awesome. Down below here are my herbs. Don't really need to show them too much because you can see they kind of speak for themselves. Look at all those. I've been cutting all those. I've been cooking with all these pretty much every day. So that's awesome. Be right back. This right here is the fish pepper that I took from the system that recently died and put it in the Mufka unit. And it is just growing beautifully. In case somebody's wondering, they think the leaves are brown. They're not. That's just the color of the lighting. That's awesome. No peppers yet on this. There's that little baby one that I was showing in the last video. I said that was just leaves. Well, there you go. I might move this one out because they're kind of getting crowded by this big guy here. And that's one thing I will say is you don't want to overcrowd your systems. I mean, like look at this thing right here. This is my Fresno pepper plant, and it's so full of leaves that I need to really come in there and I need to pluck a bunch of these leaves out so it has air, room to breathe, and it doesn't choke itself out. So I've been sort of thinning out the bottom here, and I'm kind of working my way up. And there are actually 3 plants in here, and I'm only going to bring it down to where there's just 2. Once again, my lemon. Again, I cut off this pretty much every day. Make lemon basil and lemon balm tea. This leaf got a little bit beat up. This is when I just cut so aggressively at it. Some of the leaves get bruised as I do it, but they come right back. Here is my lipstick pepper. I started on 2.5, and it is a beauty. And we have peppers growing. Let's see if I can get a good look. There we go. There's a pepper. So that's really cool. And tons of flowers. So hopefully I'll get lots of peppers. And there's a ton deep inside this one. And then I've also been pulling leaves off this thing. I'm going to put on my community wall a picture where my wife is holding a leaf she's as big as her hand. Because these leaves are huge. And these are the small ones that were left. I had some that were as big as my hand, and I cut them off. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully I get lots and lots of peppers off this plant. Be right back. Here is my Zimhu unit that's growing the pumpkin spice jalapeno. And I've got probably too many. I have 4 growing in this unit. I typically like to grow 2 per unit. I've got 4 in here, but it seems to be doing happily okay for now. And there are peppers growing on it. Got tons and tons of flowers showing up. And see if I can show it. I saw it earlier. Oh, down here. There's a pepper. So I'm very excited for that. Right next to it. I'm try to walk around and not trip and kill myself. Here's the jalapeno, the air garden jalapeno. Now this one's behaving and growing properly. The other one was super tall, and I'll show it to you in a second. And here is the golden harvest tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. And there are hidden somewhere in there, there are startings of little baby tomatoes. You can see lots of buds. And then next to that is my rack that has the large deep water culture tubs, and you can see the squash, the buttercup squash. That's just growing and 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 growing. And this one is so big that it wraps up and down and around the back, and I've got it kind of wrapping all around this unit. And you can see there's more squash. And again, the problem with it right now is, you can see this one was fully flowered and had a huge flower on it, but there are no boys yet to pollinate. So that one, either I might get a seedless one, which would be fine by me, or it's just going to shrivel up and die. So, which probably is going to shrivel up and die. And the same thing with the one in the back there. Now this one is a new one. You can see how pretty that is. That's how big the flower is. That's how big the little fruit ball thing is. And I'm hoping that, like, this guy is more of a viable male and might actually produce a flower so that I can take the pollen and hand pollinate these guys. Like I said, there's like one there. So even if I don't luck out and with the ones that are already there, I can still, the other ones are still producing males and females, which is cool. And you know, like I said, if nothing else happens, I'll just get rid of it and grow some corn or something in here. This rack is tall enough. That would be really cool. And I also got a brand new light. My bro GT Jr. grows in Alaska. Found a deal on a really cool light. This light's been great. And the squash loves it. But there's a more kind of professional grow light that he found on sale that I purchased. So I'm going to hook that up. You know, when I restart, so everything's fine. I'm not gonna mess with things. Here's what I was talking about. That's the pepper plant that decided it wanted to grow to the sky, and it got topped because its top got snapped off because the light bar fell on it. You can see where it, right there is where it broke, and it just regrew. And back here in the back is the exact same pepper seed, and this one too, but they're not as, it's not as weird. It's behaving. And there's my forest of dill. There's my lemon balm cutting that's taken finally. So I'm excited about that. These 2 kale I'm gonna get rid of. They're fine. I'm gonna probably put the basil that I showed in the other unit and maybe move these over to there. See how they're really not doing much of anything. I enjoyed that kale. I don't, you know, I'm not particularly bummed out that they're just kind of doing nothing, because the original plants, every single day I was harvesting off it. It would grow a leaf like that every single day. That would, the next day, it would turn into like a full, almost like, well, 2 days, it would be like a full size leaf. And I'd harvest it and eat it, which was really cool. All right. Well, that's enough of my update nonsense. I've got tons of other things going on, but I thought I'd do, because I looked at the calendar, I'm like, oh, it's been 8 days since I last did an update. I've got tons of pictures and things of this squash with the flower open and everything. It's beautiful. I need to either insert or do a separate short or something on. Always stuff going on. All right. Any comments, questions, leave me in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.